How do you know when it's time to commit to something? How do you know it is the best program for you, the best teacher for you, the best investment of your money, your time, your attention? How do you know that you're ready for that challenge? Let's talk about that because this is really important. For a lot of you, you are ready to take the next step with me. You want to join MMM coming up, the Manifesting Mastery membership. Some of you are thinking about joining Rise, Revolution, the membership. Some of you are thinking about one on one coaching with me. Some of you have other teachers, other courses, other hobbies and interests that you're thinking about jumping into. But I hear women all the time sort of pause and go, I just don't want to overcommit and do what I did before, which was, say yes to this amazing thing and then it just collects digital dust. If that's you, then let's walk through the steps on how to actually feel into whether something is ready and appropriate for you to actually commit to. So, the very first thing I want to point out is you've got to get out of your head and into the body before you make a decision on anything in your life. Listen to that. Before you make a decision on anything in your life, you need to embody your own experience of it. You need to embody the question. You need to embody your own self. Embodiment is a couple of different things. But essentially, like if you strip everything down in embodiment, what we're really saying when someone embodies something in their life, they are actually finding their full confidence in relationship to that thing in the world. When we embody, we are getting ourselves out of the head and into our own self. We're letting the gut and all of its nerve endings give us a signal, yay or nay. We're letting the heart and all of its nerve endings send a signal to the brain, yay or nay. We're letting the body itself, the muscles, your digestive tract, everything. And guys, by the way, this is not an energy crunchy hippie granola way of thinking. This is legit science, scientific research. There's so much evidence out there to support and documentation out there to support this huge body of research that says that the body is about 80% of your thinking. That's really what it is. So it's not that we have a thought and then we feel a way. It's that we move our bodies and we do a behavior and then we feel a way. We do an action and then we feel away. The mind sort of catches up later and goes, I see. This is actually a really safe decision. This is actually a really great investment of my time. This is actually a really great use of my time because the body told me so. That's literally what's going on that's what's going on anyway, but that's what's really going on when we take our time to actually do embodiment work. So this is critical, you guys. If you want to find reassuredness instantly, if you want consent instantly, if you want to feel like you're sitting back in your own self and really taking ownership of your life, if you want to feel like you are a decisive individual, a discerning individual, you want that crystal clear yes or no, you need to do embodiment work. So like you should stop the podcast right here. You should stop this video. However you're consuming this information, you should just stop it and open up your Google Calendar and schedule some embodiment work. Because honestly, points 2, 3, and 4 that I'm going to make after this won't happen and they won't support you in your journey unless you do step 1. That's how important embodiment is. Okay. After you do embodiment work, what happens is the perception of space. We have the perception that you and the thing you want to learn more about, to know more about, are actually distant from each other. Whereas before we do embodiment work, it's like you and the thing, you and the issue, you and the person, you and your past You and your programming, you and the thing you're grappling with are connected. You're knotted together. This is the idea behind what the yogis refer to as granthis. Granthi is a yogic word for knot, an energetic knot. And most of us are consistently creating and living with knots, energetic knots of granthis in our entire being, which is why we don't trust ourselves. It's why we don't take action. It's why we take action and then peter out and we lack commitment. It's why we overcommit. It's why we undercommit. It's why we ache. It's why we can't sleep. It's why we can't get out of bed. It's why we're depressed. It's why we're anxious. It's the bedrock of a lot of the issues that we have are these knots where you in the moment are just like incredibly tied together. So what we need to do then is give you some space, give you some separation, right? Away from the very thing that's causing some pain and issue. And it doesn't remove the pain or the issue. It helps you reframe your relationship to it. It doesn't change it. I'm sorry to say, it doesn't get rid of it. It just helps you change your relationship, your position to it. And as a result, we get perspective. We get that feeling, you know what I mean? We just get a little breathing room around it. We get a little distance. It's like when you go on vacation and then you come back, excuse me, when you go on vacation and you come back, all your problems are still there, right? But you just don't even look at them the same. They don't even affect you the same. Why? Why is that? It's because you physically gave yourself distance from vacations. That's one of the reasons we love vacations so very much, isn't it? It's like we know, I got to get away from my issues. I need to get away from my troubles. I want to escape for a second. We talk about it in physical terms. Get away, escape. I need to time out. I need to remove myself. Like we talk about it. We know why we're doing it with the physical body. We just don't really think about it in terms of like mental or emotional space. But you're doing the same thing. When you take a vacation, you're physically, energetically, and emotionally getting space from that which, worries you, concerns you, that which, is the reason you can't sleep at night. When you come back after a great vacation, everything's still there, but you're either so feeling so great from your vacation that you don't even see the issue any longer. You've changed, so the issue isn't there. Or you've expanded and feel so great that you can come back. Yes, you actually do perceive the issue is still there, but you've changed your perspective so much that you can actually work with the issue now because you felt some distance from it. So this is why embodiment is so important. If you want to know, can I handle this next level commitment? Should I sign up for that course? Should I do this thing? Should I say yes to this new friendship? Should I say yes to this new job that's more commitment? Can I handle this? You need to get out of your head and into your body. Okay, enough said on that. Let's get to the second point. The second thing I really want you to do is actually get back into the head. Get into the head and learn from the past. What I mean by this is after you've done your embodiment work, it's safe to get back into your head. Listen to that again. After you're doing your embodiment work, it's safe to get back into your head. I want it to go in that direction, okay? I don't want you to go top down. I want you to go bottom up. And in fact, those are the two-way neuroscientists tell us we process information. So let's go bottom up. Let's process with the body first. And then after we've opened up all those channels, after we've gotten some space and some distance between that which bothers us, okay, now, hey brain, what do I remember about the past? When's the last time I did something like this? How did it go? If you take that perspective first of going body first, then the mind, You're going to be more gentle with yourself when your brain reminds you that, well, the last time you bought that course, or the last time you said yes to this thing, you didn't follow through. You'll go, oh, okay. And almost instantly after you have that memory of what happened in the past, you have the solution come to you. And that is because of embodiment. That's because of this, the first point. This is why it's so freaking important, you guys. You're going to be like, Kim, I get it. I get it. I get it. Embodiment, embodiment. Yes. But it's so fucking important. I've got to keep talking about it. Okay. The other way is if you don't do embodiment and then you go to the past, you ask yourself, what did I do before in this situation? You're going to remember how maybe you didn't commit or you overcommitted and then you just kind of like slipped out the back door and didn't tell anyone you weren't going to do it. And you just sort of like angered everyone as you just disappeared, you just said, I'm done with this. And like, you just had no follow through. You probably will remember that, and you're going to have guilt, and you won't have a solution. You'll just go, well, that you'll fold your arms. You go, yep, that's what I thought. Thanks, brain, for reminding me. And that's more evidence that I probably shouldn't do this again. And then won't commit. You won't go for the thing that's actually really incredible and powerful and sitting right there for you to take yourself to the next level. Instead, you won't go for that. And you'll have this perpetuating story of I don't commit, or I do and I don't have follow through, I suck. So this is why embodiment is so important as your very first step. After you embody, you will have gained space in your life, the perception, the feeling of spaciousness. Then go back. How did I handle the last time something like this came up? Okay, it wasn't so great. Oh, okay. But because you embodied, here's how it's going to go. You'll remember it didn't go so well. You'll understand why. There won't be any guilt. You'll be very gentle with yourself. And the solution on how to do it better next time will come up. This is how you're going to start to move yourself ahead in your life rather than stay in shame cycles and counterproductive cycles in your life. Okay. So learn from the past. Yes. By learning from the past, that's literally what I mean. I don't just mean go to the step 2 is it just go to the past and, beat up on yourself. Step 2 is learn from the past. Go back. What didn't work? Why didn't it work? Okay. I'm gentle with myself. What's the solution? The solution might be actually step 3s and 4. So stick around, right? But your body, because you've embodied, you will be past the torch of enlightenment. The inner guru will become enlivened because of embodiment work. And your inner teacher then is loud and clear. Here's why it didn't work before. Here's how we get to improve. You're going to feel so freaking fantastic for just those 2 points alone. And you're going to feel so sure of yourself and have that self-assuredness that I can do this. Now's the time. And this is for me. Okay, you guys are doing great. Let's keep going with how do we know if we're ready to actually commit for something. Okay, point 3 is a little more cerebral again, but remember, you've done point 1, so it's safe to get back into the brain. I want you to research the thing. I want you to actually look at the terms and conditions. I want you to do, yes, all my creative people just turned off the podcast because you're like, no, I do not want to get into the weeds, Kim. I'm not a fun person when I get into the details. Well, listen, the devil is in the details. And a lot of the big CEO energy I want you bringing into 2023 is going to be from you actually understand the details of things. Details mean you care. Let me say that again. Reading details, creating details, reading fine print, creating the fine print for someone. They're examples of you giving a damn. And it's also an example of you slowing down time to care and present the information well. Someone else slow down time and to present the information for you to read well. When we read the fine print of things, when we actually understand what we're signing up for, we become empowered. The person who made the fine print was empowered when she made it. The person reading the fine print is therefore empowered when she reads it. That's why I make terms and conditions. That's why I have contracts with my retreats. That's why I have terms and conditions with one-on-one training. I talk about the terms and conditions. If there's no refunds, I mention that. If there's a 2-week refund period, I mention that, because it's all designed to help you feel empowered that you're making the right decision. Sometimes we don't read the fine print because we don't actually want to say and demonstrate that we're responsible. We'd much rather just impulsively make the decision and not actually say, I'm willing to slow down in this moment and know exactly what I'm doing. That's accountability. I learned this from my ex-husband. It drove me nuts how responsible he was, which honestly and oddly, that's why I was attracted to him in the first place. Because I really, podcasts for another time. Let me write this down real quick. Ex-husband. I'm just going to write some shorthand here. Responsibility. You guys are probably like, what? Like, this is seriously, I'm just feeling it in my body. I can feel when another podcast or content is going to be really good because my heart goes, ooh, like, yeah. So I just got excited. So excuse me for a second. Ex-husband, responsibility. I didn't have it in the beginning. He did. And what that meant for me. So basically what I'm saying is sometimes we hand the responsibility to someone else because we don't trust ourselves yet. And that's the gist of that podcast. We hand the torch of responsibility over because we're like, I don't trust myself. I don't want to slow down time. I'd rather move fast, just skip across the surface like a stone, which is fine in most circumstances, honestly. But like, there are really big decisions you have made, you will make, where if you are able to say, hold on a second, before I sign this, before I hit, yeah, let me do this, I'm about it, I want to buy, I want to purchase, let's go, sign me up. Before I do that, I value me, my time, I value you, the instructor, so much, and I want to read what you wrote. And I want to inform myself about this really beautiful decision. And by the way, if you ever feel rushed to make a decision, like full permission just to be like, I actually want to feel empowered. I'm going to slow down time here. And I'm actually going to do this. My due diligence is what it's called. And the other reason that this point 3 is so important, this research it, is because sometimes people are really good at marketing. And you spend some additional time with them on their like B-reels, on their like not so great YouTube videos, you listen to their podcast a little more, and then you go, you're actually not who I thought you were. Or not to say that they're a bad person or anything, or I'm actually not as aligned with you as I thought. This is also, again, slowing down time, knowing that you're worth it. If this is a big significant investment for you, something that you're wavering on, can I take this commitment? Can I do this commitment? Will I have enough time? Will I have the energy? Am I up for the challenge? If those are the questions you're asking, man, it's a big thing that you're weighing in on, right? Like obviously it's a big, important, exciting thing that you're considering doing. Why wouldn't you take the time to research it? You might be afraid of actual responsibility, which really is you don't trust yourself, which we're right back to the beginning of why you're listening to this podcast still, or why you're consuming this video, why you're reading this blog, why, or however you're consuming this content. If you're still with me, you might not trust yourself. And that's okay. Listen, I've been there, and I still uncover moments where I don't trust myself and I'm like, whoop. But often it's disguised as me rushing through a transaction, me rushing into a relationship, me rushing into a purchase, me rushing into a course, me rushing into someone saving the day for me yet again. So, step three, research it, is really, if you can follow that thought with me, if you agree, it's really about saying, I trust myself. I'm going to make the right decision because I know about the right decision. And after you've done step one and step two, step three, it's just going to feel really beautiful actually to slow down, take another look around, read the marketing material, get to know the person you're about to pay, get to know the person you're about to book a massage with, get to know the person you're about to go on it. Like, do your due diligence, do your research, and this will help you feel confident in the reason you should or should not be actually going forward with the commitment. Okay. All right, let's move on to the fourth and final point here about how do you know when you're ready to actually commit for something. This one is a good one. Pay attention. Schedule it before you buy it. What do I mean by that? So many times, the sort of superficial question we're trying to answer here, when we're like, should I commit to this? Will I actually have the follow through? Or will this just collect some digital dust? Will I slip out through the back door and not tell everyone that I'm like actually done committing with this and I'm not going to do it after all? Before you decide if any of that's actually going to happen again, I want you to pretend you've already said yes. I want you to pretend you've already said yes, you've already committed, you've already bought the thing, you've already signed up, whatever it is. And then I want you to go into your calendar and I want you to actually schedule the times, the commitments as they're actually going to happen and how you're actually going to be like moving it through your life. So, for example, if you were to sign up for my upcoming MMM, the Manifesting Mastery membership in February, what you do first is actually look at what do I know is actually scheduled for me. Inside of MMM, we meet twice a month live with me for an hour and a half each time. Actually, I think it's 2 hours this year. Anyways, so I have the dates fully listed on the sales page. So you'd go into your Google Calendar or your paper calendar, whatever you use, and you would actually pencil that work in. Okay. Twice a month, 2 hours with me and the community on Zoom. Then this year we have a special guest teacher, a DJ Sonic Snow Queen, who is going to be doing powerful channeling work with you and getting you really spiritually juiced up in between the times that you and I meet. So in the middle of the month, there's DJ Sonic Snow Queen. Sonic Snow Queen is going to be there with you. So that's an hour and a half. You'd pencil that in. Then that's actually it for the live meetings. However, there are downloadable PDF worksheets. So what I also would say to you as an example is, when are you going to do that work? When do you actually see the holes in your schedule? Are there holes? If not, what do you need to say no to in order to make this a yes? Sometimes we just don't realize, and it's so silly, but it's so true, that we can say no to something else to say yes to something else to come into our life. This is the way you're going to figure that out. Go to your calendar and fake plan it. Fake plan it, baby. How is your life going to look after you've done the fake planning? Look at it. Does it work? Can you still commit to the other things like going to the gym, taking your yoga class, walking your dog, etc., the other really important things? If not, well, then how much more important is this new thing you're saying yes to? What will it do for you? Is it that important? Will it move the needle in a big way? If so, then what other things can you temporarily say no to? Not right now, because this needs to be my highest yes. You will be able to see it actually woven into your life when you do a fake schedule. This last point here is the game changer for you. I do this all the time with my work. When I look ahead to MMM, I look ahead to the next manifesting mastery work. I look ahead to the next one-on-one work. I look ahead to, if I'm thinking about, I want to offer, say, a summer retreat. I don't just feel it, think it, feel it, or feel it and think it and then go. No, that's a recipe for, oh my God, I might overcommit and not be able to do a good job. What I do is I fake schedule it. I go into my Google Calendar, just like I told you guys, and I plug it in and then I massage it. I edit it. Okay, well, that should be a little longer. That should be less. Okay, then I won't be able to do that. I won't be able to go on lunch dates with friends as much during that month. I won't be able to do my, my side date with so and so over here, or my sort of side coffee hustle over here, or meetings or whatever I do, or I won't be able to walk my dog on that day, but I can do it on that day. You will get an eagle eye view into what your life might look like should you say yes and commit. Now, from step 1, embodying it. 2, after embodying it, learning from the past. What did it go well last time I said yes? How can I do better next time? To 3, study it. Slow down for a second. Read the details. Learn a little bit more about the person you're about to say yes to. To 4, do a mock or fake schedule of it and actually see how your life's going to look. Do you need to edit it? Do you need to say no? Do you need to say yes to some other things to make this big thing happen? Or maybe you learn after steps 1 through 4 that this thing that you're going back and forth on, it's actually not worth it after all. Think of how awesome it's going to feel to be that clean and clear cut and that decisive in your life. Guys, I really hope this served you. And I hope now you see that there are steps that you can take to become more clear and decisive and discerning with this question of, can I commit to this? Will this be too much? Will this be just right? How can I give myself permission to actually edit the things I'm saying yes to now in order to make this thing a yes as well? You guys got this. Steps 1 through 4 are absolutely going to help you achieve that. Let me know what you think. However you're consuming this content right now, do me a favor. Underneath the video or email me back, let me know how this has impacted you. What did you gain from this? What was your biggest takeaway? And if you try steps 1 through 4, which I know you will, how did it work for you? Let me know. I just love hearing from you guys so much. Love you, and I'll be with you next time.